Do elusive patterns in customer reply rates leave you guessing on how to optimize your outreach? Imagine turning that confusion into a streamlined strategy within your nurturing efforts. When trying to grow a thriving B2B company, understanding your client interactions is key. But if we're honest, diving into the sea of recipient replies can often feel like searching for a needle in a haystack. You send out hundreds, maybe thousands of emails, but it's the replies, or lack thereof, that hold the secret to fine-tuning your approach and fostering successful relationships. A lackluster handle on response patterns could be costing you not only leads, but also precious time and resources. The truth is, every reply your business receives is sprinkled with insights. Whether it's a quick, thanks, but no thanks, a detailed question about your services, or a request for a follow-up call, each of these responses holds a clue on how to improve your communication strategy. However, without a systematic approach to monitoring and analyzing these patterns, valuable nuances could slip right through your fingers. Poorly managed reply data may lead to continued engagement missteps, giving your competitors the edge they need to swoop in and charm your would-be clients. It's not just about the loss of a single lead, it's about the rippling effect on your entire sales funnel and, ultimately, your company's bottom line. As a leader in your space, diving deep into reply patterns and understanding the why behind each response type is an opportunity to sharpen your team's tactics. This isn't merely an exercise in data analysis. It's a strategic move towards creating messages that resonate deeply and convert more leads, making every word count in your template revisions and subsequences. Artful masteries of correspondence like this are leveraged by top-performing companies to not only nurture leads, but also turn them into advocates for your brand. It's a continuous feedback loop that, when done correctly, can significantly shorten sales cycles, ramp up productivity, and galvanize growth. The bottom line? Ignoring the gold mine of data that is your email replies is leaving money on the table. And in the B2B world, that's a cardinal sin. Let's fix that. Before diving headfirst into a tide of unsorted data, it's crucial to pinpoint which metrics will serve as your compass. Identifying core metrics is the first step towards turning a mix of replies into actionable strategy. Start with the basics and define key metrics such as reply rate, response time, and lead qualification ratios. These numbers offer a snapshot of engagement levels and prospect interest. For instance, a high reply rate might indicate an effective subject line, while long response times could signal a need for clearer calls to action. Utilize your CRM software to its full potential. These platforms are treasure troves for organizing customer interactions and can track these core metrics with precision. By having all the data in one place, you can start to look for trends without the hassle of flipping through countless spreadsheets or emails. But simply collecting these metrics isn't enough. It's about the insights you draw from them and the actions you take next. Benchmark your metrics against industry standards to gauge where you stand. Perhaps your reply rates are above average. That's great. However, if they fall short, it's a red flag that your outreach methods need to change. Keep a close eye on these numbers over time. Are they improving, dipping, holding steady? These shifts can guide your next steps, and this active monitoring helps ensure that you're constantly at the top of your game. Think of it as your sales vital signs. It's about keeping your finger on the pulse. Remember, these metrics are more than just numbers. They're the echoes of real human interactions. By setting a solid foundation with clear, measurable goals, you take the first step toward nurturing connections with strategy and intention. And with this groundwork laid, you'll pave the way for insights that reach beyond the surface level and propel you towards smarter communication and robust lead nurturing. Having laid a solid foundation by pinpointing the core metrics, the next step is to dive deeper. It's time to roll up your sleeves and start analyzing the data. Like a detective peering through a magnifying glass, you're looking for clues hidden within the fabric of customer replies. Begin by compiling all the reply data. Tag and categorize them according to their sentiment. Are they positive, negative, or neutral? Also, pay close attention to the length of the replies and the type of queries they contain. This process might highlight, for example, that short, vague replies tend to signal disinterest or that certain questions crop up regularly, suggesting a gap in the information provided initially. Next up, sieve through the positive responses. These are gold mines for what you're doing right. Identify common threads and triggers within these replies. What exactly is resonating with your audience? Is it the tone of your emails, the clarity of your value proposition, or perhaps the timing of your outreach? Pinpointing what clicks with your audience lays the groundwork for repeating successful tactics in future communications. Conversely, it's just as important to dissect the not-so-positive replies. These responses shed light on potential roadblocks in your process. By examining any negative or neutral replies, look for patterns in the feedback. Are prospects consistently bringing up the same objections or points of confusion? Each of these is a breadcrumb trail leading you back to a point in your sequence that needs improvement. This step isn't about pointing fingers or dwelling on what didn't work. It's about paving a better path forward. By understanding both what draws people in and what turns them away, you can fine-tune your approach to be more engaging and effective. Remember, the goal isn't just to get a reply, it's to get a meaningful conversation started that can lead to a fruitful business relationship. Armed with this rich data, your next moves become less about guesswork and more about strategy. By addressing the common themes you've uncovered, you transform standard follow-ups into targeted, insightful communications that speak directly to your leads' needs and concerns. The payoff? Better leads, healthier conversations, and a smoother path to closing deals. It's now time to turn insights into action. Circling back to your message templates and subsequences, the third step, refine and personalize templates, is where the rubber meets the road. Look at your current email templates with a critical eye. Use the trends gleaned from the most engaging replies as your guide to make adjustments. If certain phrases or approaches are triggering positive responses, weave those into your templates. The goal is to repeat success, so adapt the language and tone to match what works. Equally, if some parts of your outreach consistently miss the mark, it's time for a rewrite. It could be a subject line that doesn't captivate or body text that fails to make a connection. Revise these components based on the insights from your analysis, always aiming for clarity and engagement. The secret sauce, however, is personalization. People want to feel understood, not just another name on a mailing list. By personalizing your subsequences, you can address common questions and concerns that have been raised in past replies. This tailored approach shows that you are listening and value the dialogue, which can significantly impact response rates. Don't forget the critical role of testing. With A/B testing, you can pit your refined templates against the original versions to truly measure impact. Track the performance of each variation against your core metrics and let the data speak for itself. The winning formula will be the one that resonates most with your audience, but keep in mind that this isn't a one-and-done process. As responses roll in, continue to refine and adjust, making each iteration smarter than the last. In essence, this step is about crafting a conversation. You're not just sending emails, you're building bridges through meaningful interaction. By strategically refining your templates and personalizing subsequences, you're not just hoping for responses, you're actively engineering the dialogue for success. And when your messages hit the right note, you don't just nurture leads, you nurture relationships. That's the kind of result that doesn't just look good on reports, but also drives a dynamic and growing business. To wrap it up, reply pattern analysis isn't just a task to check off your list. It's a powerful tool in transforming how you nurture leads and ultimately in how your company succeeds. By delving into the data with purpose, starting with identifying core metrics, next analyzing the details, and finally refining and personalizing your communication, you're building a strategy that's responsive and dynamic. It's critical to understand that this isn't a static process. The digital landscape and your customers' expectations are always evolving. Remaining agile and responsive to the patterns that emerge in your reply data ensures you'll continue to engage meaningfully with your audience. The more attentive you are and the more you tailor your approach, the deeper the relationships you'll forge. This, in turn, can lead to higher conversion rates and more enthusiastic customers. Embrace this approach, and you empower your sales team to make informed, data-driven decisions that resonate with potential clients. Remember, every reply holds a clue, and with each cycle of monitoring, analysis, and refinement, you're sharpening your company's edge in a competitive market. Keep at it, and you're not just chasing leads, you're growing your business. Conversation by conversation.